Hello there, this is Michael again with Painter's Online Blueprint. And what we're going to talk a little bit about today is blogging. We're going to be creating high quality content for your customers and for the search engines. So why should you blog? Well, the reason you want to blog is so you can connect with your customers through helpful content. I've got some statistics that I took off of the HubSpot State of Inbound Marketing poll that they do every year. And they're a reputable SEO company. They say that bloggers receive 55% more traffic than those that don't. And they convert 70% more leads. And on top of that, 57% of businesses that blog have acquired a customer through their blog. So those are huge statistics saying, look, if you go out there and you make your blog and you give good high quality content, you're going to be rewarded with traffic. So the reasons that we do it is it also influences search engines in a positive way. Each blog post is an opportunity to rank. Every time that you make a blog post, you have a separate page that can be shared or liked or added or anything else, and ultimately that gives you another opportunity to get ranked. It also creates a keyword catalog, and pretty much what that is various keywords that you're targeting. It's hard to just stuff all of these keywords for the different areas that you're working in, the different services that you have, all in the front page or in a couple pages on a website, and still look fluent with doing it. So this great thing is with blog posts, you can deal with those specific situations and make a post for itself. Like I said, good content is rewarded with social shares and likes, etc. It also shows Google that your website and information are fresh and informative. And that's a big thing, is when people are searching for things, they don't want old content. They don't want old stuff that isn't relevant anymore. They want fresh content. They want hot content, if you will. They want breaking news type stuff. So blogging basics. Let's get started on doing your blog here. And the first thing that you're going to look at is your title. And your title must be engaging and on topic to site and searchers. Use specific keywords customers are searching for. If there's a customer that was searching for how to cure acne naturally, then they would type that in there. And if you had a good page, good quality content, and it was something that was shared and something that somebody repped you essentially and said this is good content, and they looked at that, you could actually answer their question through their query. So you want to keep it engaging, you want them to read it, you want it to be interesting, and you want them to share it ultimately. One topic per post. So basically you can make as many blog posts as you want to. So be very specific with the topic on your blog post. So you want to stay in a specific topic. Don't go to multiple ones. Stay in a specific scope. And if it's a geographical area and a certain type of painting, but one topic, focus on it and optimize well for it. Great content, again, helpful, informative. Good grammar helps. Anymore we got Word and Google Docs and all this other stuff that helps you with the stuff anyway. So, and stickiness is again what I'm talking about. Is you want people to stay at your website. You want them to log on. You want them to find good information, search for you, find good information, and then pass on that information to other people. And then also adding images and videos when appropriate. So you want to break it up. You don't want just a huge text of words. You want to have your titles, you want to have different spacing, different bold, italics, different things like that. And adding images and videos when appropriate, it just adds to that value. So speaking of frequency, how many times do I gotta make a blog post here? Well, another statistic that I got off of HubSpot's poll was that if you did it less than monthly, customer acquisition was 43%, and it would go all the way up to 92% if you did it multiple times a day. Honestly, if you can get yourself to where you're doing it 2 to 3 times a week, turning into 70% acquisition, you're doing pretty good, doing pretty well. Weekly is, not going to see great results, but I guess marginally for the 2 to 3 times per week. And number 6, you want lead generation and call to action. Your call to action could be a few different things. For a painting contractor, obviously you may want to offer a free quote, different free guides, etc. Get them through the sales funnel, get them on your mailing list, get them invested in your product and your quality. So you can put it in different places. If you guys are using WordPress or if you're using regular HTML, you can put it in the header, the footer, sidebar, put it in the text. Things like anchor text, you got to watch out for it. Don't get too crazy with it, but make those call to actions. Going to be showing here in this next video some really good examples of how some really good blogs are using all this, putting it all together, and just watch how they do it. It's pretty neat. So this is the question I always get: what do I blog about? Got this blog started. I sit down there first day, going to try to start doing it, and I sit there and think, what in the world am I going to write about? So you could do all kinds of different things, but you want to think about your target, right? Your customer. Good example of what I've seen with a lot of painting contractors. I've been in the painting industry for quite a few years now. Is do a video with a whole job and write the steps with a call to action. So what they may be doing is doing an interior painting job, but they show how they're going to prep it, how they're going to cut it in, how they're going to roll it, roller covers, paint, whatever it is. They're really specific and showing the process to the customer and showing them, hey, this is how we're going to do this exactly. And it works a lot with trust and gives them a lot of confidence. So blog about anything you think your target customer might be searching for or thinking or wants to learn about. And there's a lot of things that you can do, but that's a good start, is just showing examples of jobs. Maybe a customer is looking, how do you strip a door? You could show how to strip a door. Different things like that. I mean, markets are different. Just look to see what needs are kind of wanting, whatever. If people want their gutters, an area where people want their gutters painted or something like that, you can work on that. But it's all about using your keywords and just trying to give good information to those customers. So once you got this blogging thing down and you start getting some posts going and you feel pretty confident about it, how do you promote this blog? Easiest way is to keep it on site, is to have a lot of different snippets. If you can have it on a sidebar, to have maybe a little bit of your last post with some of your other posts on there. Any way you want to do it. Just sometimes the front page is a couple snippets of the blog, but you want to be promoting it a lot. You want to have this to be your education tool and really a relationship building tool with your customer. Another way is with social media posts, announcing blog post content. So for example, you could go online and let's just say you had the business. Let's go back to the acne example. You could say, hey, check out my new post on curing acne naturally from home. And if you got a good social media going already with your Facebook and your Twitter and things like that, then you can start getting a little bit more action that way. Another thing is just create an email list, which should be at some point with getting your quotes. People asking for quotes online or signing up for any of your material or anything. It's just a good idea to get on an email list. Send them a newsletter, send them information, send them coupons, things like that, especially when it's slow out. But, I've seen customers, I've seen painting contractors that's got newsletters and they just keep their customers up to date. I've seen mailing and I've seen email, and it gives a nice little touch. So get creative, whatever works in your market. Try new things out. Just kind of showing you things that you just need to be thinking about, but get creative, test things out, and have fun with it. And overall, you want to make content that your customers want to link to. That's with your social media. That's with commenting on your blog. That's with anything that they're going to want to backlink from their website to yours. So you got to be conscious that you want to be writing for your customer and helping them with their topics. How am I doing? Excuse me. You got to figure out how you're doing on all this stuff here. So what's a good way to gauge to see how exactly I'm doing? Easiest way is to just look to see what kind of action's going on. You got some Facebook likes and shares, Twitter retweets, Google Plus, comments on your blog, email subscriptions. Look and see how these things are doing and use some type of analytics tool. If it be the Google Analytics or other analytics with Facebook and things, you can check them and see what's getting you the likes and the comments and things like that. It may just be a certain piece of your content that's bringing them in and they really like it. And once you find that and find one that the customers are really relating to, then you can really focus on that. And overall, just look to see if things are up. You can get into it to where you can see if month to month how it's doing, or this month compared to last year's same month. Just make sure that you're going up. And just a word, to be honest with you all, these things can take time. Huge ranking and blog shares are not going to happen overnight. Be consistent with posting and make sure you are giving out quality, useful information. Blogging is one of the best ways to obtain inbound links as well as higher ranking, especially after Google's algorithm changes. And it really is. You're going to be able to get links, social shares. You're going to be able to educate your customers. You're going to be able to become an authority for your customers. And that's what you really need to think about with this blog, is becoming an authority in your field. And what's nice is you can become a authority in your field in a certain geographical area, and you can be very competitive with it. So get started on this blog and start making some posts. I would say, just to start out, if you guys want to challenge yourself, get to where, honestly, the rule I always used to go was write a post for 7 days in a row and then cut it down to about 2 to 3 days, and then by a month in, you'll be doing once a week. But it all depends on how much you guys want to do it. That's a pretty aggressive goal, but you'll really see some action going on with your blog post. I would say at the very minimum for a competitive business, really should be posting once or twice a week. That's pretty common. So, well, okay, that's all I've got for now. I appreciate you watching again, and we'll see you soon.